I'm Tamara Zubati, CEO and co-founder of Barometer, an AI text analysis tool that helps you read between the lines quickly and consistently. Today I'll be showing how you can use our Future Picture Chrome extension to vet different news stories or any content you encounter online. With so many different news providers covering every news story, it can be tough to make sure you're reading unbiased news. In addition, news can be emotional, which can sometimes feel overwhelming. For example, check out this recent content that was covered by so many different news providers. Using Barometer, you can score each news story from each provider and learn about how its coverage compares to other providers. So here we've pulled 3 articles about this issue from the Associated Press, CNN, and the Daily Wire. And here we have now pulled out these 3 articles and will now be running the bias check on them. So to run the bias check, all you need to do is highlight the content you want to score, and then I already highlighted that, so I'm just re-highlighting it to show you. And then you can press the purple button and press Run Bias Check. And that's the score. Now we're going to score the other 2 articles, and then we're going to compare all 3 right next to each other. Scoring the Daily Wire. Nice. And you can see some differences already. And finally, scoring the AP. And I already highlighted these just to save some time. Now you can see all 3 score panels together and get a better understanding of the differences in the coverage. The first score, editorial bias, refers to the amount of editorial spin in the content. So if you're looking for fact-based news, it's expected that editorial bias will be closer to unbiased. And you can see this Daily Wire article is very biased, so it may not be the best source for this issue. Now consider the emotional quality of this rather disturbing news story. We call this sensationalism. Emotions get in the way of logical thinking, so it's best to read news that's neither too positive nor too negative. So if I was to choose between the CNN article and the AP with the same bias score, I would go for the AP article because it was more neutral in the sensationalism. Finally, colloquialism has to do with how conversational the language is. And this really varies, but across these 3 articles, it's actually the same. And with all this in mind, you can now decide how much to trust each of these providers' coverage for this story. You can choose to read the content that meets your standards, and you can share with confidence, knowing that you've done your part to identify and not spread biased news. Thanks for checking out Barometer.